Hey everybody, I think I'm live. Let's adjust this telephone. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to this live chat with me and Mary Basmadjian. We're super excited to have her. I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day weekend. I know it's the weirdest of times right now and celebrating anything, but let's all celebrate our fathers. I also want to take this chance. A lot of you know that we've got a Father's Day campaign going on right now. So I want to thank everybody who's donated, and please consider donating instead of, in honor of your father, basically. We've got a really cool campaign right now where we're putting economic programs in our villages in Armenia so that less fathers have to go and work abroad and so that we can keep some families together. So I think it's a great, great campaign this year. And I encourage you all to donate and make it a very meaningful one in honor of your fathers. So thank you, everybody who's been very supportive. And especially, we've got two major anchor donors. So I want to thank the Yurejans and the Sahakians for supporting our initiatives in Armenia. So I'm really excited. I'm sure Mary Basmadjian does not need any sort of introduction. She's a household name both in the diaspora as well as in Armenia. Our very own funny girl, Mary Basmadjian, who has graciously agreed to be a guest on our show. She should be coming on any second, but we're super happy to be doing these live chat series with so many prominent Armenians all across the world who have given their time to join us and to make you all happy, and it gives us an opportunity to learn about them on a more intimate level. So we're super, super excited. Yes, I could see these messages. We love Mary from my good friend Monique in Yerevan. You can see Andrea Noravian just joined in. You better be running on Armo time. It seems like we are. But again, thank you all for joining us. Get the word out that we're doing this. What we're doing is we're doing this every 2 weeks or so. Okay, here we go. Let's go. She's here. And we're waiting.
Ինչ Armo time.
Why?
Armo time. Հələ սրան. It's not late. Ինչ մի երկու րոպե չենք կարա ուշանանք։
Ուշ ես տոտաջան։
Բա դասի անցի։ Հայք։ Դասի անցի։
Անցանք։ Հնազանդում եմ։
Uh-huh. That's the way I like my men. Good.
Teach me, Tota. Teach me.
Oh, I will. I will. Listen, I'm going to start giving classes in Armenia too, ha. Այո, կոչվում է պորտը տեղը դնել դասեր։
Բա մամաջան։
Բա ոնց պորտը տեղը դնել։
Լսի մեր գյուղերում շատ կոնման տոտաներ կան, որ պորտները տեղներն են դնում. I think you're gonna love it when you go.
Այո, ես տենց եմ սիրում, բա։ Հետո մի քիչ մեյքափի դասեր կտամ էլ, ինչ անեմ, պիտի անենք կյանք։
Ինձ էլ կտաս է դասերը։
Հա, զույս, չմտածես։ Քեզի անենց կանեմ, քանթուր անեմ, քեզի լրիվ փոխեմ կյանքս։
Ներնեմ ես քո արևին։
Պա, կյանքս դու 8 տարի է աշխատում ես Children of Armenia Fund-ի հետ, մալադեց կյանքս, հալալ։ Ինձ տղաները մի հատ Uber են քշում, իրանց չգիտեմ ինչի տեղ են դրել։
I love you.
I love you too, honey.
It's an amazing job, Vartushjan. I don't even like to call it a job, but it's really super rewarding. And husov եմ որ մի օր միասին կգնանք այդ բոլոր մեր գյուղերը բաները կայցելենք երեխեք տանաս։
Պիտի ազգուշ գնամ կյանք, կարող է իմ հետ ուզենան ամուսնանան, ընդ ես իմ փախցնեն, մաղցնեն, I don't know։
Բայց վատ բան է, որ քեզ փախցնեն, վատ։
Ախի տո ինձի փախցնողը եթե կարա ինձի գրկի տանի, վատ չի լինի, գիտես։ Էդ էլ կա։
Գգրկեն կյանքս։
Ինձի գրկողը չի ծնվել հլը։
I love it. Լսի այդ կանոնով այդ ruler-ով ինչ ես անելու։
Դաստիարակելու եմ։
Այդ իմ համար այսօր հատուկ բերել ես։
Բա։
Ո՞նց իմացար ազիս։
I know, I could I could tell.
I love it. I love it. Հետո
Բա,
Վարդուշյան։
Hey, Chili, since quarantine, նստած կոֆե ենք խմում, սեմուշկա ենք չրթում, վիտամին ենք խմում, ինչ անենք, էլի, իսա մեր կյանքը հիմա։
Aziz, այդ բաժակը մի հատ ցույց տուր, որտեղ այդ շատ նշանավոր կոֆեի բաժակ է։
Այո, Մոնա Լիսան։
Մոնա Լիսայի։
Բա, Իտալիայից է։
Հա։
Հա։
Ինչքան է ստավել։
Այտենց հարցեր մի տուր, չի կարելի, Հայկ։ Չի կարելի։ This style is one of a kind. Մենակ մի հատ են սարքել իմ համար է։
Դու էլ ես one of a kind, կյանքս։
Stop it.
Չեմ կարա։ Հետո, բացա այդ quarantine-ի ժամանակ ո՞նց ես զբաղվում, Վարդուշ տոտա։
Շատ զբաղմունքներ կան, Facebook ենք մտնում, կարվում իրար հետ, լավ ժամանակ անցկացվում, հետո Instagram-ով վիդեոներ ենք գցում, այս վերջերս մի լավ սիրուն բալիկ իմ համար TikTok-էր սարքել, ուտեմ, TikTok եմ անում մեկ, ես երեխեքը TikTok են սիրում, բայց գիտես, յուսիմ, I don't know։
Ես երեխան էլ ասիրում TikTok,
Հա։
Այո։
Սովորացրու էլի, սաղ ընգել եմ, չգիտեմ ինչ եմ անում, հազիվ Instagram-ը սովորեցին, հիմա TikTok են։
Վարդուշ ունես TikTok-ի էջ։
Հա, TikTok ունեմ, Վարդուշ տոտա, VARTOUSHTOTA։
I love it. Somebody's saying, I don't know if I love Vartush or Mary more. I think we're going to get both, today, maybe.
Այո, հեսա սպասի մերին գալիս անդե փոխվում էր իրա համար։ Hesa Mary Berem, thank you, Hike John, for everything you do. Vartush loves you, Kyanka says quarantine verchana, menkirad love kefing on elu, ha.
Hastat.
Yes, love you, Hesa Mary Berem, ha?
Eva Vazis.
Kyank. Chai head.
Yeah. That was Vartush Tota, Erechek. Maybe my future wife. Maybe my future wife.
Oh my God.
Hair, baby. Look at that hair to the side. I love it. John.
We have to make it distinguishable.
Yeah. How are you, babe?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. So,
normal.
You know, Mary and I know each other. But again, it's one of those things where we don't really actually get to hang out and talk. So prior to this chat, we got a lot of, I would say, some really heart-to-heart conversations, and it's been amazing getting to know you on that level, Mary, and everything that you represent. So I've always had tremendous respect for you personally, and I know that, you know, you stand for so much. And I want to start by saying, because I think a lot of people know what you do, and you know, I want to start by thanking you because, you know, you're a performing artist, and it's very easy just to do your thing and not raise awareness on various social issues, both within the Armenian community here in the US, the larger global Armenian community that follows you. And so, you know, my hat goes off to you because especially lately, you know, I've been following, obviously, everything that you put out there. And you've been so vocal about changing, you know, perceptions and mentalities within the Armenian community with all that's going on in the States right now. So, and I know that we talked about this and you really wanted to use this platform to also talk about that. So, you know,
I appreciate it.
You know, I'd be curious to see, you know, I want you to share what you feel about what's going on and how you've been using your craft and your platforms to raise awareness on what's going on.
Thank you so much, Hike. I really appreciate it. I have a really hard time like taking compliments, as weird as that sounds. I know. But thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you said. And, you know, for someone that's born and raised here, which is why, I mean, we can speak Armenian or we can speak English.
Let's go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. What's happening in the States has, I'm sad. It's been happening over 400 years. It's just that we're not Black. We don't see it the way Black people see it. So this was inevitable. This is revolution. This is what's happening. And I think it's important to educate. Okay, it's very important. Ես 12 տարի Ամերիկայում դպրոց եմ գնացել from kindergarten to senior year of high school, and there's a lot of things I didn't learn about Black history that I'm learning through social media these last couple of weeks. It makes no sense. I'm like, you need to learn about this. Դրամար, I feel like Ամերիկայի հայերը, Եվրոպայի հայերը, ուր որ կան, we need to learn. We need to just educate. We know about our genocide and we like to teach people about our genocide. And I love that my non-Armenian friends know about the genocide. I think it's important for us to open up to other people's pains as well and learn what they've gone through, what their people have gone through. That's why I feel it's so important for the Armenians here in America to be vocal about what's going on. And of course, there's the opposing side. I don't even want to get into that. I want to keep this nice and tight. Yeah. But I feel like education is key. We need to learn. We need to learn history so it doesn't repeat itself.
No, I agree with you. I mean, there's so much that we're learning right now about, you know, I think you're raised to believe, like, you know, we're talking about this, like Christopher Columbus is like turned into a hero and we have a holiday in his honor. Yeah. Yet we don't know all the nasty things that he did.
Of course, it's watered down, whitewashed history.
It is. Okay. It is. You know, but here we are talking about human rights and all this stuff all across the world in other countries and stuff where, you know, there's still so much that needs to be addressed in this country as far as true justice and equality for all marginalized groups. And I agree with you. Like, we Armenians have been an oppressed minority that went through like extermination and annihilation. So we need to be even more understanding and empathetic, and we need to defend any group that's oppressed. So, you know, I agree with you. I think, you know, and if we want, I was reading this thing because, you know, there's this whole thing going on right now where it's like Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter.
Right.
And somebody made a very good analogy because, you know, you're in these social media pages and things like that, looking at all these different, you know, threads or whatever. But what I'm saying is, somebody said, it's just like saying the Armenian genocide matters. Meaning, you're not saying the Holocaust does not matter or these things don't matter, but that in this instance, because the Armenian genocide is not recognized, the Armenian genocide matters.
Right, right.
In the
right. That's a good analogy. I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah. So to get Armenians to understand what that means as far as, you know, Black Lives Matter. But so tell me some of the, I'm curious to see like what has been, because I'm sure you're getting feedback and responses from various different opinions. Have you been actually chastised for
yes,
being vocal?
Not chastised, but like people leave comments, they DM me, like if it's someone that I feel like truly wants to talk and learn about it, I will take the time to go like speak to them about it, like go back and forth in that sense. But if it's someone that you can tell their mind is already made up, there is no point to argue, especially online. I feel like in person or on the phone might be a little different, especially if you know the person personally. But a lot of, because of how big my page is, it's a lot of people I don't know who are coming from behind the computer screen. So it's like fake profile or no picture. They're hiding behind, you know, not being seen, which, okay, I get, but I'm just not going to waste my energy on them. I'm going to take that energy and put it towards educating the ones that want to learn more about it. And that's how I see it.
And it's easier, right, when you're behind a computer or a
absolutely. Are you kidding me?
To just write.
Yeah, computer-ի հետևը նստած դու ինչ ուզես կարաս գրես ու քո մանավանդ եթե քո երեսը քո նկարը քո պրոֆայլի վրա չի, ավելի մարդիկ ոնց որ ասենց տանում անցնում են. It's really, it gets to a point where I'm just like, wow, this is so gross. I want to like cuss them out, but then I have to remind myself, like, step away from this. Yeah. Like, you don't waste your time and energy on this right now. So that's what I'm doing. it.
Again, I don't want to just keep like complimenting you, although I think you love it.
I am a Leo, so.
Because you's a lady. But well, you know, it's a choice though. You can either stay silent or you can use your platform to raise that kind of awareness. So and it is exhausting because I'll tell you this much. I ain't no Mary Basmadjian. But you know, I put my opinion a couple of weeks ago on my Facebook, and it became like a free-for-all for people just like not only attacking each other on my wall, but also sort of questioning what I was trying to say. And I realized that I didn't have the energy to deal with that personally, because I feel like I have to address each and every comment and not let anybody's, you know, comment go unanswered or whatever. And it exhausted me, so I took everything down. But then you've got this other issue where, okay, me being silent makes me complacent, so I should be vocal about how I feel. But then you're thinking, well, who the hell cares about my opinion on Facebook? Is that even what I want to use my social media as hype for? It's just this like really tough time. So, you know, and I'm sure you're getting heat from certain people or whatever, but you know, like I said, keep it going and like do your thing, because God knows we need people like you out there talking about these issues.
Thank you. I appreciate, but also I want to let you know that your opinion does matter. I feel like even as Hike, if you put out there what you believe in, whether people agree or disagree with you, that statement might help someone that's on the fence about things to see it in a different way. And I absolutely saw the post you're talking about. We're not going to get into the tea right now, but a lot of the people that were there talking smack, they themselves have posted dumb shit that I have gone in and started talking smack to them. So I have also done that. But let me tell you something. With social media, when I post something, especially that I know is going to get some kind of reactions, I have to constantly check the phone. I don't know if you're like this. I'm like, I need to make sure each comment, like, what are they saying? But it's so exhausting. That's why I feel like with Instagram, you could post something and turn the comments off. I wish you could do that with Facebook. I wish you could. And you know what? Maybe that's what the stories are for. Because I've noticed when it's stories and it's in private, people don't care to comment because iran chentesnum, you know? Make I feel like comment neda iran suitstalu moment naili. Like, oh, you have your opinion, I'm gonna show you mine. Okay, cool. Let me put it in a private story. Hit me up privately. Let's talk privately. They won't. A lot of people won't do that because they don't get the attention. And this is what it's about. It's about attention.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So I want to go back. Let's talk a little about, so you and I, you know, born and raised in LA. I'm obviously much younger than you. But no, but I mean, there's very similar, you know, we've got DJ in our last names. You know,
Boyajian is a famous last name, by the way.
Basmadjian chi hasni bazayo.
I don't know. Yes, a Basmadjian, a famous dartsunum. He must have. We're working on it.
Okay, so let's tell our viewers, you and I almost got into a spat. So Haig goes through these like instances where like he decides to do a cleanup on his social media and get rid of people. And of course I have to announce it. And so I was like, you know, it's time for cleanup. I'm getting rid of a lot of people. So there was somebody that I was like, why is this person on my Facebook that sounded like her last name was very similar to like yours? And so, but I removed you, but I didn't realize. And then you wrote to me like, oh, really? That's cool, or something like that. I'm like, no. I didn't mean to, whatever. But anyways, I just thought like that was, you know, a cute little thing.
I know. I was like, hi, Boyajian unfriended me? Like, what the hell? Ew.
No, but never.
How dare you?
My future fiance. But you know, we
perfect.
As it's Mary's head, this hostel is so ayo. But no, we grew up in a very similar, you know, I think your parents migrated here in the 70s as well. Mine did as well. I grew up in Los Feliz like the first 12 years of my life. You grew up in Los Feliz.
Yes, I did.
And, you know, you've incorporated that identity into the work that you do, because so much of what you do is based on, you know, your heritage and growing
Right.
up as an Armenian-American, being in tune with like all these, you know, stereotypical like Vartush. Like, explain to me how
Mhm.
Vartush came about as a character. Like, how did she, like, what possessed you? What, you know, how much of Vartush is part of Mary?
Yeah. Vartush is actually a mixture of people in my life. So it's like a little bit of my dad, it's a little bit of my grandma, and it's a little bit of some of my aunts, and just a little bit of what I've seen from people or experiences I've had as a kid growing up. And of course, Vartush didn't always have the wig. Shout out to Lori Tatulian, because that wig, I did Big Bad Armo show and I kept the wig. I was like, this is mine now. Uh,
Yeah, Lori's a dear friend of mine. We got to get
yes,
on the show next. But yeah,
yes.
definitely.
So I like when Vartush started, it was to give a like a character to the mom that always talks smack to you for being fat. It was more of like, why don't you lose weight? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And then it kind of morphed, and it kind of morphed into this thing that I love putting Vartush, an Armenian woman, in non-Armenian situations. And it kind of changed Vartush a little bit more and turned her into what she is today. I'm currently working on other characters as well. Like Piso is another one that I'm trying to craft as much as I can. I've met Pisos too, by the way. Oh my god. Like I've met them, you know,
Yeah.
but that's where like Vartush kind of comes from. And I it's a mixture of people in my life. I just want to you know, give a kind of an example of it, and I really didn't think the character was going to take off like that, honestly. I didn't even know these videos that I was doing on Instagram was going to take off. I started like 7 years ago or 6 years ago, and then like the first one, oh my god, cringy because the quality is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
very first video of like me, my mom talking shit to me for eating bread or eating after 6, and it was like so spot on. And then I opened the app and it was like a bunch of notifications, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and this is like 6 or 7 years ago. But these are things I lived. Like, եսի իմ experience na. You know, մեծանալով մանավանդ հայերի հետ, որ թմբլիկ ես, քեզի ինչ ասես ասում են, 6-ից հետո մի կեր, 10 տարեկանից ինձ ասել, 6-ից հետո մի կեր, էսի մի արա, էնի մի արա, որ մեծանաս չես տիրի, this, that, whatever, like a bunch of things, you know? So I feel like I kind of use that and I try to make, you know, jokes of it. And it turns out I'm not the only one who experienced this in the community. A
Of
lot of
course.
people did, you know, even very beautiful and you know, maybe now skinny women might have been chubbier girls when they were younger or whatever, and they experienced that. So I
Yeah.
feel like that really spoke to them, and I'm really happy that I can, you know, laugh and kind of make fun of it now. But it's really not a nice thing, and it's not a great thing to like grow up with.
No, but like most comedians or comedic actors, performers, I am convinced are super sensitive people deep down inside. And I think I mean, it's obvious that you're, I don't want to say addressing, but incorporating whatever it is that you experienced
Yeah.
as a child. You know, so it shows, is what I'm saying. And those sensitivities also show in your, not to go back to what we already talked about, but in your work and in raising awareness, like I said, about what's going on and stuff. Like, you care, you know,
Right.
you want to empower people. And I think it's awesome that you own that, you know, and you're telling other girls that, yeah, like I went through this, you know what I mean, with my mom and whatever. Look at me now. I don't give
Right.
to, you know what I
And I'm
mean?
able to do that also because of the supporters, of the followers. They're so nice to me. They like they show me a lot of love that I never really thought I can get from the same community that kind of picked on me as a child.
Yeah.
And it's really a cool experience, but also very like, oh wow, like how do I maneuver through this? But I love it, and I'm so grateful for everyone that follows me, that follows my work, watches, shares my videos. And I'm really happy. I'm kind of sad now that I can't do stand up right now because of, you know, everything going on. But I started comedy with stand up, and I didn't start like Armenian themed shows either. I started comedy 10 years ago, before Vine, before Instagram, all that stuff. I was just doing stand-up comedy in an American environment. I still do, but I have two types of shows, like the Armenian stand-up and American stand-up.
I think that's
So
so important to have both worlds. You know what I mean?
right,
Not just sticking
right,
in the Armenian
exactly, and I
or this,
love it.
not just, you know, that's the key to it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Armenian community. I love performing for them. I also want to do for the Armenian community what George Lopez did for the Hispanic community. You know, like with his
Sorry,
comedy, he brought
Mary,
it.
so many Armo kids get picked on for being different. That's why we love you. This is from Armen.
Oh, thank
Sorry
you,
for interrupting
Armin.
you. I wanted to read that out loud.
Thank you. That's
But
so sweet.
go on. I'm sorry. You were saying something about, and by the way, we're down to like the last 5 minutes, but I'll
Okay.
let it go a couple
Any
more
other
minutes,
questions?
whatever.
Let me know.
Shoot these questions. Mary and I are reading as we're talking, so we'll take some of these questions as we're talking. But sorry, Mary John, go ahead.
It's okay. No. It's no, I'm saying like it is important, Haikakan and American comedy. And I want to do, like I've always said, I want to do what George Lopez did for the Hispanic community. You know what I mean? Bring it so that everyone knows certain Armenian words. Like I want to make Achchi part of like vocabulary that people know what it is, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying really hard. I'm also looking at some of these questions if we have any questions.
It's a lot of hellos. We love you.
Right. Tade put, do you ever get criticized for making fun of stereotypical characters? Not the characters itself, because a lot of people relate to it. But I do get criticized when I speak out against certain things that I see that are troubling within the community, because I feel like as Armenians, we kind of also have this thing where we're perfect. We could do no wrong. I'm so not for that mentality. I feel like every community has its rights and wrongs, and we sometimes need to shed light on the wrong stuff, and that's what I usually get criticized for. Also being fat.
Yeah.
Valencia, Spain.
So
Nice. Nice, Spain.
you got fans in Spain, girl.
Yes.
So okay. So let me ask you this, and it's a weird question. What do you love most about being Armenian, and what is the one thing that bugs you the most? Because you know we all have this conflict, right? So
Right.
what can you say is the one thing that you're like, my people got this right, and then something that you're like drives me crazy about my own people?
I love our culture. I love our traditions. I love our history. And for the most part, we stick together and we're a good, like, strong community. We support each other. And I love that so much. That's why I'm so appreciative that I can have so many, like, people support my comedy. And I know a lot of people also might not agree with things I say, but they still support me because I'm Armenian.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for that.
Mernes.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe one thing, we're so judgmental. We compare each other so much, and I hate comparing, but like, and we also have this thing like պետք է ուրիշները մենակ լավը տենան, վատը չեն կարա տենան, like եթե problem ունես, ինչ ունես, չես կարա խոսած problemների մասին, պետք է յան տաս ու մենակ լավը ցույց տաս. But that's not normal. Բոլոր ընտանիքն էլ վատ ունի, լավ ունի, պետք է ընտանիքի հետ նստես խոսաս։ Եթե դու քո ընտանիքի հետ չես կարա նստես խոսաս, who are you going to sit and talk with? A therapist, which is also looked down in our community?
Of course.
Come on.
But what do you think? Have you given it thought as far as like inch dara armata, like dara bachar incha?
Like inchi chen uzum khosan iran's love.
Like why are we quick to judge? Why are we quick to brush things under the rug and make it seem like everything is great and perfect?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it comes from like the genocide or if it comes from like being split and we had to like go to all over the world and hold a strong community. So we had to show only our good and not speak of our bad. I don't know. I don't know exactly why that is, but I think slowly, it'll change. I think the younger generation tends to be a little more open, tends to talk about their feelings a little more, and I think that will change slowly, and I hope it does. I'm not sure. It comes from
we're
years
getting
of
great stuff. Cultural Soviet society, tribalism, Amota flat out mega gorilla. So
people, yeah, Amot is a very famous word in our dictionary.
Oh yeah.
Amot.
Okay, let's talk about Hayastan. So tell me, how many times have you been there? Wait, because it's usually okay. I don't like to differentiate between what kind of Armenians are doing what. I think we're all in the same boat.
Oh, totally.
Please. So we ate the best. I don't know if that's saying we
Food, maybe
are
our
the
food
best
is good.
or. But
We
anyway,
are the best. We
we
are the best. I'm gonna go with we are the best.
That's exactly what we're talking about here. But anyways, okay, when was last time you were in Hayastan is the question. What were your impressions? And obviously when this pandemic is over, and we've talked about this actually a year ago, I really want you, aside from, you know, going as somebody looking for a husband in our villages, I would really want you to empower our youth in these villages, who I know so many of them follow you. Actually, it's hard to probably hide enough Bedkatam. Mary Jan, երբ էր վերջի քանի անգամ Հայաստան եղել ես, երբ էր վերջին անգամ ինչ տպավորություններ ունեցար, եւ ես հույսով եմ, որ մենք միասին կգնանք մի օր եւ մեր բոլոր համայնքները, գյուղերը ցույց կտա, մեր երեխեքի հետ, մեր ջահելության հետ կծանոթանաս եւ իրենց մի քիչ so we're already like way past the hour, but I'm gonna go an extra 5 minutes, girl.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, boo.
Do Hayastan masun VIP VIP.
So yes, Ամերիկայում եմ ծնվել մեծացել, մենակ մի անգամ եմ Հայաստան եղել 2007 թվին, մամայիս ընկերուհու հետ իր ընկերուհու եւ իր աղջկա հետ գնացի, շատ սիրեցի, եւ անենց տարօրինակ մոմենտ էր, որտեւ ես այստեղ եմ ծնվել մեծացել ու Հայաստան որ գնացի, like ոնց որ like I felt like at home, like this is where I belong. It was such a weird feeling. Ու տեղեր ենք գնում կամ գնում ենք սարերի մեջ կամ գնում ենք եկեղեցիները this that ու հասկացա իսկականից տարբեր էր. It was different. Ուրիշ է. Ու այնտեղ որ Ամերիկայում չունեն, այնտեղ հին է ամեն ինչ. You know what I mean? Or since ոնց որ culture ունի and you feel it. I don't know if it's the vibrations within like the buildings or the whatever it may be. I don't get that feeling here.
But I think it's also an organic connection that you have as an Armenian when you're there.
Ու կարող է տարբեր լինել. Կարող է տարբեր լինել. Եթե փոքր վախտվանից ինձի, ասենց, you know, մայրենի քաղաք, you know, գլխից չտային, կարող է այդպես չլիներ. Կարող է ես այստեղ ծնվեի մեծանայի, հայերեն չիմանայի այդքան լավ, կամ հայերեն իմանալ չիմանալն էր, բայց եթե դու չես ուզում քո Հայաստանի մասին, like if you don't have a pull to it, it wouldn't feel the same, and I understand that. That's completely understandable. No shame in that. It's just I've always as a kid տատիկս պապիկս միշտ ասել են պետքա գնաս մայրենի քաղաք, պետքա տեհնաս էս and so շատ սիրեցի, գյուղեր գնացի. My favorite place, I want to say, like, I don't know what it's called. There was like swans there. Karapilish?
Yeah, Yerevan by the Opera House.
Yes. Yeah. I love that place.
Did you swim? Did you take a dip?
I did not. Girl? Hell no, I did not. But it was...
Uzov չկար Mary Jan 2007-ին երբ Հայաստան գնացի տենց.
Հիմա խոսամ ասեմ խոսում. Actually, նշանվեցի.
Laveli on that trip?
Yeah.
Oh, because... you're the real deal. You're one of those. You were sent there for me. Spasti Zolabur, this is a huge revelation that's going on the co-op page.
Yeah, dude. I swear. Nay, listen, Medas, ինձի ticket առնում Հայաստան, ասում է հա գնա. You know, you deserve it. Go. Yeah. On a vacation. I'm like, this is tricky.
I'm gonna die right now. Oh my God, she had
so
to go
I
on,
get there, and there's a dude with flowers at the airport, okay? And I knew of him, I knew who he was, I knew they were trying to like hook it up, but I was like, oh, okay, this is real. Wow. So while I was there, summertime,
were they expensive flowers?
I don't know. They were nice.
Mary Jan. I'm teasing.
Inka actually gyuhitser.
John.
And he was cute. Everything was nice. It's just I was too young for that. You know what I mean? And I mean նշանվել է նշանվեցի գյուղում նշանվեցի կարծեմ Արտաշետ գյուղում էր թե or somewhere else, but there was a summer storm. The lights went out during the engagement. It was great. But
I'm gonna die right now.
Dude,
are there photos? Are there photos that could surface?
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Yes, there are. There's a video, bro. There's a video. Video նկարեցինք որ lawyer-ին պիտի ուղարկենք like նայ նշանվել ենք this that, you know. But չստացվեց ու չեմ ասելու ցավոք սրտի, ուղղակի չստացվեց. I was too young. Okay. Ինքը գնաց իր համար հետո նշանվեց, ամուսնացավ, this that, whatever, good. Բայց իսկականից ես ընդ նշանվեցի ու հետ եկա մատանիով, հերս չգիտեր։ Մեզի մամայիս գործերն են, like իրանք բաժանված է, so իրար հետ վախշե չեն խոսում. So
are you reading some of these comments as you're talking? It was a sign. Okay, go on.
I had my dress made. I had like hair extensions.
Of course.
But you know, I got hit. I was like, oh, this isn't for me. Chamkara, you know, like I think I'm too young for this. So yeah, I didn't go through with it. And there are times where, you know, that's my this, that, but honestly, no, everything happens for a reason. So I'm happy, you know, that I
no regrets, Che. You were
not married at that moment. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was there for about 3 months. Someone asked, how long were you there? Like about 2.5 months.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I dated him for the 2.5 months and then got engaged at the end.
And then when did you call it off? After you got to America?
Yes, when I got to America and I realized what
am I doing?
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but you had to go through that experience. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason.
I feel like my mom did that because she herself was going through stuff and wanted me to get married. You know, ira mentality net u sxal mentality a փոխանակ ira աղջկան սովորացնի ոնց ինքը how the daughter to be strong and take care of herself. She's teaching her that you need a man to take care of you. Whatever.
Can you say that part in Armenian for
փոխանակ մեր աղջիկներին սովորացնենք, որ կարանք մենք մեզի պահենք, կարանք մենք էլ ուժեղ մենք մեզի պահենք, ինքը ինձ ոնց որ սովորացնում էր, որ պետքա տղա մարդու հետ ամուսնանաս, որ քեզի պահի, որ մեկը քո մեջքին կանգնի, or you know, I mean, I get it, մեկ պետքա կյանքի ընկեր, բայց եթե այդ մեկը ջահելա, հələ չի հասկանում ամուսնության մասին, կյանքի մասին, այդքան արագ ամուսնացնելը լավ բան չի։ Դրա համար ու մեր հայերի մեջ էլ, you know, պետքա 25 տարեկանից եթե ավերջ ամուսնանաս, ուրեմն մի պրոբլեմ կա։ Like ինչ պրոբլեմ կա, you know, տունն է մնացել։ Ինչի, you know, it doesn't, the world has changed. You know, աշխարհը փոխվել է, ու պետք է մենք աշխարհի հետ փոխվենք։ Հիմա ավելի ուշ են ամուսնանում, ուշ են երեխեք բերում, ու դա լավ բան է, որ ուշ են երեխեք բերում, որ կարան այդ երեխուն լավ մտքով պահեն։ Դու երեխա է ունենում, ու այդ երեխուն ավելի ոնց որ չկարողանաս լավ ձևի մեծացնես. I don't know how to say it better in Armenian, but
love is նկարագրում.
I mean, իմ մամաս 18 տարեկան էր, իմ պապաս 22 տարեկան էր, որ ամուսնացան, ու իրանք Հոլիվուդում էին։ Իսկ այն ժամանակը տենց էր, եթե դու հայ իմանայիր, աղջիկ ունես, ես տղա ունեմ, արի ամուսնանանք, որ հայերս մենք իրար հետ մնանք Հոլիվուդում, ու ասենց like շատանանք։ Ու այդ էլ էր, երևի այդ մոմենտին էդի պետք էր, չգիտեմ, բայց 18 տարեկանը շատ ջահելա ամուսնանալու ու հետքաբերելու։
Դու պատկերացրու, երբ որ դու 18 տարեկան երեք կամ նույնիսկ 20-23 տարեկան երեխա էր, ոնց դու այդ որոշումը կայացնում ես, որ like կյանքիդ ընկերը գտնես, որոշես եւ like օջախ կազմես, դու կյանքի մասին ընդհանրապես դեռ բան չգիտես ու I think
I didn't want to say how old I was in Armenia because
Somebody
I feel like
asked. I
people
was
are
like,
gonna.
really? Huh.
I was 19 when I went to Armenia.
Okay.
And I turned 20 over there. So that was young. That was dumb. And I never had a boyfriend here. I didn't really experience a relationship. That was not right. Period.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
No, definitely. But I mean, it's so difficult to make that kind of lifelong decision at that age. Like if we go back to 19, 20, like how do you make a decision like that? And then you start regretting it. I mean, you know, I don't know. Like my parents were 20 and 21 when they got married, and that marriage didn't last. You know what I mean?
Same.
So,
Same. Իմ ծնողները ես 5 տարեկան եմ, իմ ծնողները բաժանվեցին.
yeah, yes, Eliota, you know, so
որն է ավելի լավ, բաժանվելը, թե մի քիչ մեծահասակին
ամուսնացած. Yeah.
Ու կարող է այն ժամանակներում էսի մարդկանց օգնելա ու այն ժամանակներում պետք է որ ասենց լներ, բայց հիմա այս ժամանակներում էլ պետք չի այդպես լնել. You know what I'm saying?
No, լրիվ համաձայն եմ. Okay, so we're like over 10 minutes. I can talk, and I think you can talk.
Yeah, do you know that Instagram goes up to an hour actually, and it shuts off at the hour. It gives you a countdown.
Yeah. I said we go another 4 minutes, make it a whole 45-minute deal. Is that cool with you?
Cool.
What is your message for Hayastan? I think you and I were talking about earlier, like how what's going on here in the U.S. can be relatable for our people in the homeland, as far as acceptance, tolerance, this, that. So do you have a special message for you know, the people back in Armenia, the new generation that I can assure you, for the most part, thinks very differently. So inch պատկանունես for our people.
Ես իմ հայերին շատ եմ սիրում ու ջահելները Հայաստանում այս մանավանդ Velvet Revolution-ի մոմենտով բոլոր աշխարհին ցույց տվին, թե ոնց կարան իրանք փոխեն ու պետքա շարունակել էդի. So ու մանավանդ հիմա հիվանդության մոմենտով, այս մոմենտով զգուշ պետքա լինել. Այո, ճիշտ է, ավելի շատ մեծահասակներին կամ հիվանդներին է էսի ազդում, բոլորս պետքա իրար հետ օգնենք ու մի քիչ to be more conscious, հայերենով չգիտեմ conscious ոնց ասել, բայց I have faith in our youth. Ես Հայաստանի ջահելներին շատ եմ սիրում ու ուզում եմ, որ իրանք շարունակեն ու դեպի լավ շարժվի Հայաստանը. And I also want to preserve the history too. Ես մենակ չեմ ուզում, որ սա նոր ամեն ինչ փոխեն, քանդեն, this, that, but I love Armenia, I love the youth, and I just want them to know that and how much I appreciate them just being how they are and what they are.
Okay, մեր գյուղի երեխեքին, մեր գյուղի ժողովրդին, մեր գյուղերի ասեմ, հոգնակի, 50-ից ավելի գյուղ ունենք այնտեղ։ Դուք սկսեք տղամարդ գտնել մերի համար, որ ես երբ որ բերեմ մերին Հայաստան, ամեն մի գյուղում արդեն շարված կանգնած սպասեն, okay?
Այո, եւ այդ տղամարդը պետքա feminist լինի.
Feminist, right? I love it. I think it's going to be awesome. You know, to recap, Mary, thank you. I know that, you know, you have really looked into what Co-op's mission is and what we're trying to do, which is give this new generation, especially in rural Armenia, where they're, you know, they don't have the same opportunities that, you know, the kids in Yerevan have. You know, they're more isolated. They're more, I don't want to say neglected, but they don't have access to everything, you know?
Right.
And so, you know, what Co-op is trying to do is really, really give these kids the opportunities to forge their own futures and to dream big and to know that anything is possible, even if you're in some remote village in Armenia.
Right, and that's amazing.
And that's, you know, that's the bottom line. That's the cornerstone of what we do. And I really, really, really think that, you know, Armenia's, this generation that's going to take up leadership is an amazing generation. And like you said, the Velvet Revolution and all of that proved what, you know, the university students who are at the front line sort of with the movement, and then basically got the entire country on its feet. And I saw that in our villages too with the youth, you know, doing their own sort of protests and rallies and whatever, and feeling, you know, get hike, menkel you know, and this, that,
I love that.
or whatever. So it's happening, and it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, yeah, I really, really, you know, hope that we can definitely go and be a part of it all. So you can
I
witness
have
it
faith.
all.
I
For
have
sure,
faith that,
for
yeah,
sure. Armenia's got such a bright future.
absolutely.
You know, so I think we're gonna end it on I want to thank you, Mary, for joining us, for being a part of our live chat series.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you for
and
having me.
for, you know, your support for what we're doing. You know, it's much appreciated. And I want to wish, you know, all the fathers uh, in the States a happy Father's Day, which is tomorrow. And because I'm a fundraiser, this is my job. I was saying it earlier. We've got a very good campaign, guys, where, you know, over 200,000 children in rural Armenia um, have fathers that work abroad because there's no economic opportunities in rural Armenia, or they're very few actually. So the campaign that we did in honor and to celebrate your father, you can make a donation which will go towards our economic programs in the villages in Armenia to create conditions where these fathers don't need to go as much abroad to work. So I urge you all to support us. I think it'll make a lot of Armenian dads happy to do such a
Absolutely.
meaningful gift like that as well. So I thank everybody who's donated for that campaign so far, and everybody who plans on doing so in the next, you know, 24 hours or whatnot. So thank you again, Mary John. It's been a blast. I don't think I've gone this long with anybody. I usually limit it to 30 minutes, but
What my dates say.
and I can't wait to see you and have some fun. We got to definitely get
Yes.
together and stuff.
Thank you so much for all your work, Hike. Like, you're amazing, dude.
Thank
You
you.
really are. Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. All right. I'm sending you lots of love. And
Yes.
all right. All right, Pachiks.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you everyone for watching.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.